Good afternoon guys, F4H Rosso here with another video on GT Sport. Today we're going to be looking at patch 1.06, some welcome changes to GT Sport included in this patch. So we're going to break those down, and we're also going to have a look at the 3 new cars to have hit the franchise today. So first things first, I think we'll have a look at the patch breakdown. So we'll just open the patch notes up here and go through it step by step. A lot of really nice features in here, some things that people have been crying out for. So it's great to see a developer that really listens to the customer. Has brought a lot of features to the table that a lot of people have asked for. I don't know why it's just zoomed in like that. Let's get back out. Yeah, introducing a lot of things that people have asked for and done really quickly as well. I mean, some of the features that have been added today would take some developers, turn 10, 6 months to add. It's really impressive, this patch, so early in the game's life. So obviously the headline of the patch, the main eye catcher, whatever it is I'm trying to say, are the new cars. So there's been 3 added today. I've got to be honest with you, I don't really know much about the first one, the ISO Revolta Zagato Vision Gran Turismo, but we'll have a good look at that in a second anyway, so I'm sure we'll find out a bit more. The Audi R18 joins the Porsche 919 Hybrid and the Toyota TS05 something or other LMP1 cars anyway in the game. So basically the holy trinity of LMP1 cars are now present in a game, I believe, for the first time. The first time for the up-to-date 3. Someone correct me on that if I'm wrong, but I think that's the first time all 3 up-to-date cars have been in a game. And then we've got the Shelby Cobra 427 being added as well. Not much needs to be said about that car. Absolutely iconic. So the first bit about the patch itself, the physics simulation model. So some elements of the car physics simulation model have been improved. Okay. This can be noticed especially in the handling of commercial cars because there's a bit less grip on the road. I feel like the commercial cars had very little grip anyway, so it'd be interesting to see how that manifests itself. I don't know if I'm reading that wrong and it means that they've been firmed up a little bit, but yeah, some of the lower power cars, like your N300, N200, already have very little grip. So I don't know if they've reduced that, but if they have, it'd be interesting. Control management of the ABS when set to standard has been adjusted, improving handling and the braking conditions. Okay. Control management for rear-wheel drive cars when TCS is set higher than 2 has been adjusted, raising stability at corner exits. Not sure how I feel about the last one. I think they probably should be putting more emphasis on less use of assists rather than more. But if it helps people play the game, it helps people play the game. That's excellent. Okay. So this is a big one, campaign mode. So obviously we've all heard a lot about the new league mode coming to GT Sport in December. I think this is kind of setting up for that. So it's now possible to play campaign mode while being offline. Fantastic. Although you still can't save it, I believe, which is still a bit of a pain in the arse. I think the next thing that they really need to start looking into is offline saves and syncing with the cloud when you become connected again. We've just zoomed in again. What is going on? Right. In line with the changes to the physics simulation model, the difficulty level of driving school and mission challenge events has been adjusted. Okay, perfect. As a consequence of the change to the above difficulty levels, the rankings board of driving school, mission challenge and circuit experience have been reset. Wow. Okay, so that might divide opinion, but for me that is fantastic. There is nothing worse than having unattainable leaderboard times due to the fact that physics have been tweaked or adjusted. Case in point, again, turn 10. They introduced barriers on tracks like Monza last year in Forza 6, but didn't reset the leaderboards. So the times that were already on the leaderboard where people could cut the chicanes were unattainable. So basically those leaderboards were then useless. So it's much better to adjust things and reset leaderboards when sweeping changes are made. So I'm quite happy with that one. Let's have a look. Livery editor is now possible to use. Okay, that's fine. Now possible to create and edit liveries of a car even when it's not selected as a current car. Great little quality of life change. It's now possible. Why are we moving up? My controller's doing all sorts of funky stuff here. It's now possible to apply liveries to cars alone for the manufacturer series. Fantastic. Again, pretty annoying when you're driving in the manufacturer series and everyone's got a stock livery. I think it'll be nice. Add to the immersion a bit if people have got their own liveries in those modes. Museum has been added to Bugatti and Brand Central. Very cool, I guess. Warning indicator when fuel level is low. Hooray! Nice little quality of life change again. Sound. It is now possible to adjust the balance of sound effects during gameplay. So just make options. Sound volume. Fantastic. Escapes. It's now possible to use escape feature while being offline. Yeah. Autumn leaves has been added to the featured collection. A few new photo spots have been added. Okay. Sport mode. It's now possible to download and view replays from the top drivers in the daily race qualifying time attack rankings. Hallelujah! That is fantastic. Fantastic news. You can see the top drivers. You can see what they're doing. Mimic their laps. It will make attaining those lap times or seeing how people are getting those lap times much easier, which is great. Be extremely good for seasoned players and new players. I like that feature. I like that one a lot. One that was missing. I was just talking to FLG last night about that, a feature that was missing, and here it is today, popping up in the patch. So that's I'm taking full credit for that one. I'll maybe let FLG have 25%, but yeah. A network indicator is now displaying the connection status and quality of the participating players. Okay, another little quality of life change. The judgment algorithm of sportsmanship rating has been improved. It is also now possible to see the deductions of SR points for other drivers involved in collision incident with your car. Again, a nice little quality of life change. It would be nice to see, you know, a visual representation of other people's incidents with your car. Because obviously, a lot of frustration with the sportsmanship rating system, from what I've read online and forums and things like that, is that people don't feel like it's fair with regards to incidents with other players. So at least if we can see what's being meted out, then we can, you know, have a clearer idea of what needs to be done with this sportsmanship rating system. It's a good system. It just needs some tweaks. Okay, sports mode lobby. It is now possible to select pre-made phrases when entering text chat. Great again. It'd be nice to hotkey those, hopefully. Things like sorry, thanks, etc., etc. That'd be nice. Other improvements and adjustments. Various other issues have been addressed. Okay. Thanks. Thank you for continued support, and please continue to enjoy Gran Turismo Sport. I will indeed. So on the whole, very encouraging patch. Like a lot of the stuff in there, particularly the ability to download and view replays from top drivers and daily race qualifying time attack rankings. That is a fantastic adjustment. Be interesting to see how the SR has been changed, and interesting as well to see how running ABS has changed too. If it's shortened braking distances or made the car more stable under braking, or I didn't have an issue with it to begin with, but it would be interesting to see what's been done with that as well. So now that you've enjoyed my rambling through the 1.06 patch notes, I hope it was insightful for you. We'll have a look at some of the cars, or some of the new cars. So we'll quickly pop into Brand Central. Let's have a quick look at these three new vehicles. What we're going to do is we'll have a quick look at them in here, have a bit of a view of them, and then I'll cut the commentary off and we'll go and do a couple of laps in each one around Dragon Trail or something. Okay, so first up we'll have a look at the Shelby 427. Look at that beauty. Oh, 2 million credits. Wow. That is a decent whack. But it is gorgeous. I mean, look at that. That will look incredible in Scapes. Underrated feature of GT Sport, by the way. When you're in these little Scapes modes, the ability to change the paint is just supremely cool. On the fly, you can see what it's like in real time. Extremely cool. Right, let's have a look. See if we can find this ISO Revolta, because I have no idea where that's from. We'll go Audi first. A lot of interest in the R18, quite rightly. unbelievably successful car. Both variants, number 7 and the number 8. It's a huge shame, I think, going off on a tangent a bit, a huge shame that the LMP1 class isn't what it was. It was great when Audi, you know, were battling Peugeot way back when, were battling Toyota, Porsche. Be interested to see what happens with that class going forwards, seeing as all the main manufacturers pretty much have backed out. Oh, there we go. The last of the 3 cars, Division GT. So the eagle-eyed of you will probably notice in this one that we've not seamlessly transitioned from the last page to this one. That's because when I was looking at the Isorevolta Zagato, my cold struck and I decided to do the biggest sneeze over the commentary ever. So hopefully this time we'll be able to get through it without anything happening. So let's have a quick look at the car. What I was going to say before I got rudely interrupted by my own cold. Vision GT cars, not entirely sure on. They're nice, they're cool, it's something different, something unique to GT Sport. On the flip side of that, if Vision GT cars are taking away from real life cars being in the game, then I know which one I would prefer. But yeah, they're cool. They're cool, I guess. Not entirely sure about that one. Not the best looking vehicle I've ever seen. We'll see how it performs on the track, I guess. Looks okay with the carbon in the middle, I guess. That's quite smart. So one thing I completely missed in the first recording of the commentary for this video is that along with patch 1.06 we've actually had sweeping BoP changes to both the Group 3 and Group 4 classes, which is probably long overdue. The cars you would expect to have been nerfed by the looks of things. I'm noticing a distinct lack of Volkswagen Beetle in Group 3, which is a bit frustrating. But we'll have a look through and see what we can see. So by the looks of things, pretty much everything here has been buffed. The R8 LMS, which I didn't think was a particularly OP car, has had a bit of a nerf to its power. The Z4 and Vantage weight reduction buffs, Citroen GT power buff for the C7, huge buff for the F-Type, that's had a buff on both. So was the Subaru WRX, which will probably be quite a strong car after this, I would imagine. A decent power buff for the Group 3 Mustang. Power buff for the Peugeot RCZ. Weight reduction buff for the Atenza. Power buff for the Renault RS01, which I think again is going to be quite strong after this patch. And a power buff for the Lancer. So I'm noticing the VW is missing from there. Hopefully these buffs will bring the rest of the cars in line with that performance, and we won't need a nerf to the Beetle. But for me, it was the Beetle that was the issue before this. So we'll see how it works. Group 4, much the same. I think pretty much only the Alpha 4C has had a nerf, which is probably about right. Buffs, quite a big buff to the Vantage, slight nerf to the Alpha, decent buff to the C7 as well. So the F-Type, the F-Type's had some quite big buffs in both classes. The Ferrari 458 has had a little bit of a buff, which is good. I think that car's going to be extremely strong in Group 4 now. Buff to the Mustang, which needed it because it was terrible. Veyron a little buff. A decent power increase for the Peugeot. Weight reduction buff for the NSX, as well as the SLS, and the GTR's had some buffs as well, which is interesting. That car was nerfed in the previous BoP adjustments, but they're bringing it back. I don't know what the nerfs did offhand before, but for it to have a power and a weight reduction ratio buff, it's probably going to become quite strong again, but we'll have to see. So yeah, I just thought I'd touch on these guys, because obviously we didn't really want to miss out on anything in this video. We've already had a look at the 1.06 patch notes themselves, and I only noticed this as I was filming the laps for the 3 cars. So I thought I'd better touch on this in the video and give you a pretty decent overview of the BoP adjustments for the 2 main classes through the daily races in the game as well. So we've reached the part of the video that most of you have actually been waiting for. We're actually going to look at all 3 cars on track, starting with the R18 and the Shelby 427. Finally the Zagato, all merged into one lap around Dragon Trail. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's video, guys. I know it's been a bit higgledy-piggledy with obviously my cold deciding to rear its ugly head halfway through the commentary, and then those BoP changes sneaking under the radar. But nonetheless, I hope you've enjoyed it. If you've made it to this point, then hopefully I'm doing something right. I just wanted to say a quick thank you to everybody who watches the videos. We've gained 20 subscribers over the last couple of weeks, which is, you know, extremely cool to see. Thanks ever so much for those people that have taken the time to click that subscribe button for me. If you like the video, feel free to pop a like or a comment on there if you've got anything that you wanted to add, if you want to see more videos like this in the future. Next up, we're going to do another circuit experience video with a bit of a track guide on it. Hopefully get you guys some extra gold medals, especially seeing as the leaderboards have been wiped today. So we'll get one of those done tomorrow. But as I say, guys, thanks ever so much for watching. It's been really nice to see the support over the last couple of weeks. Cheers.